Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Lick Brent Farm. Well, the day has finally arrived where we're going to put the transplants that we got in here in the nursery trays out here in the tunnel. I finished up everything for the tray system last night, the new NFT system. Finished it up, and I'm gonna give you guys a shot of that right after this. All right, guys, so I know you can hear water running, so obviously we got something moving in here, but I'm gonna give you a rundown on where we're at with this system before we get started transplanting. But we got all the trays in. You seen in the last video, they were sitting on the rail. Got all the plumbing done. Got all the spaghetti hoses in. I started putting the caps on some of them, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of how much water was running through it right now. And I got it pinched off just a little bit. And I got my recirculation line open going back to the tank to help with aeration. But right now, you can see, I'm hoping you can see with that sun glare on it, how much water is going down this track. Now, we still got plenty of room to adjust. I put a 2,500 gallon per hour pump in here, which equals about 40 gallons a minute, which it will run this entire system when it goes all the way to the end. And I'm thinking that's still gonna be a gracious plenty, and we may still need to leave that recirc line open. And we close that line off, dude, it's got all kinds of pressure. Try to get on the back side of this thing so I can give you a shot of what's going on back here before I finish putting the sides on. But yeah, here is the water coming out of the troughs, and as you can tell, we got it in a gutter system, and I got it raised pretty high on this end because I don't want the water going that way till I get the other side done, and then we'll go back and we'll re-level all this, so it's got a gradual drop to it all the way back to the tank. But that's about the amount of water we got coming out of it, and I haven't actually measured it yet. I'm gonna get a quart jar and I'm gonna measure it here in just a little bit. But I've already got the nutrients in the water, recirculating it. I've already checked the EC and the pH. pH is a little bit low, not much, not really enough to worry about, but I may adjust on a little bit more after it runs, but pretty pleased with it so far. Got a drip right here on this gutter, which I got to go to town and get another clamp. I got a little bit of a hose leak in there, but I got to go to town and get a clamp here in a little bit, so I'm gonna get something to seal that gutter up. Yeah, but so far I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm liking the way the layout is. It's easy to reach in and do things. I mean, once we get inside of there, it's gonna be a little difficult. I'll have to pull them out and all, but the 75 gallon tank that we got, I probably got maybe 50 gallons in it. I didn't really measure it because I drug the hose over here from the well, and this is the leak I'm talking about. I got to get a pipe clamp for that. You see how far I got it back off? I mean, I can close it off even more, but it just increases the pressure here. And right now, it's atomizing that water, which is a good thing. So I've already checked the pH and the EC on it, so let's do it again so you guys can see what we're working with. All right, so right now, pH is sitting at 6.01, 596, somewhere around there. Like I said, it's not really low enough to worry about. So let me check the EC on it. All right, so the EC is running like at 1790, close to 1800. And it may drop a little bit once I start putting these plants in here, but that's okay. We'll adjust it back to the end. And I'm gonna give you an idea how I set the EC up on this, or how I adjust it. So I think I said in the last, well, in the last video or the one before that, that I was using the Crop King leafy green fertilizer, the concentration mix, and I mixed up a batch to kind of keep on hand, not only for the nursery but for the main greenhouse. And if I remember correctly, for what I'm working with, it was 13 ounces of leafy green mix, which is this stuff in this jug, that's part A, to 10 ounces of calcium nitrate. That's what this is. And they were full gallons, and it took, you can see how much is gone, that's what it took to get the EC in that 50 gallon tank where it's at now. And I did it in actually 60, or was it 60? It's supposed to be 30 milliliters in equal parts, but I mixed it double batches, and I did the conversion on it. And 30 milliliters equals like 1 fluid ounce, just a little over 1 fluid ounce. So yeah, you get the picture. I mean, one of those cups that I was using equals 2 fluid ounces. So, you know, I was doing double batches when I did it. To make a long story short, it made it faster, but it took about a half a gallon of each of the concentrate to get the water EC where it is right now. So that's the ratio we're going to play with for now until we see what the plants do, how they react because you got to remember, they've been under grow lights, they've been under, you know, protected, in a protected environment the whole time. They're going to go outside today. If it looks like they, you know, start wilting over, or, you know, they shouldn't, I don't think. I don't think there's going to be a you know, concern of hardening off or anything like that, but we're going to put them out. I'm going to start with one batch of lettuce and put it out and kind of go from there. It's still early in the morning, still cool. Got a good breeze in here. I got to close these back walls up. I know I'm going to have a algae issue down the road, but I don't want to go ahead and get it started now, so I'm going to try to block as much light as I can off back here. And then hopefully that'll be enough to keep it down. So I'm going to go in here and give you guys a shot of the guys we're going to transplant in here for the last time in the nursery, and let you see just how big they are before they come out here. And that way we can kind of gauge the progress of them when we put them out in the tunnel, see if they're slowing down, if they're speeding up, and if they're happy, healthy, all that good stuff. If the green starts kind of dwindling a little bit on them. But yeah, these guys are, man, if you'd have told me I could have grew transplants like this in 2 weeks, I'd have called you a liar. But look, this is the cabbage, already got true leaves on it. I got to do something with this and kind of figure out what I'm going to do, but this is the bright light Swiss chard, bok choy, and there's some more lettuce hid down in there. It's not really doing as good as the others, simply because I think it's getting shaded out, but this is magenta, and you can see it's got a little bit of tip burn, and a fella warned me about that with that high EC. And then we got Tropicana, which it looks like it's doing great. But we got plenty of spinach. These guys are going to go in here as soon as I remove all of this, and I got to get this lettuce moved forward. I got that kohlrabi, red and green kohlrabi I got to do something with also. Yeah, I couldn't be happier with that setup right there. Which I remember I told you guys last time in the last video that I had a ton of lettuce that I had to put out, including this. But, you know, I finally got this other rows done in here. I got the drip irrigation put on them. They've been set up on the timer and on the fertilizer schedule, and they're doing great. That's the Tropicana. This is Mirror. This Mirror has took off, really, since I started fertilizing it. It'll be filled to the rows in by the end of the week. But I've also got the rows out here that Betsy harvested on for market this week, and it's done. So I'm gonna get out here this evening and replant that row, and that should do it for lettuce right now on the outside anyway. And then I'm gonna be getting the new trays that I got coming in. Once they come in, I'm gonna get those situated to start a whole nother batch. I want to have enough of this green, what do they call it, sweet crisp, green sweet crisp and red sweet crisp. This is a big seller at market. Everybody likes that one as a cut lettuce. Now the Batavia stuff, you can see she done went through and kind of got everything out of it, and I'll go through and crop all that off at the ground and then replant it with what I got out here on the rack. And most of this is Mirror and Tropicana, and I got a little bit of magenta left over. We don't do as well with red lettuces for some reason. Now in a mix it doesn't matter, but as far as selling straight out, we don't sell that many of them, so I don't try to grow that much. But magenta, that's Tropicana, that's leftover Mirror, and that's Tropicana too. So I got enough to fill that row. And then I'll be honest with you, that will probably be the last of the in-ground lettuce that I start for this year, because it is November. It's like November the 3rd. Yeah, today is November the 3rd. So that probably will be the last of the in-ground lettuce, unless we convert this tunnel here strictly to lettuce production in the ground. I don't know. We're going to see how this plays out in here, and if this does what I'm thinking and what I'm hoping it's going to do, I won't be planting lettuce in the ground anymore, simply because of faster production and ease of harvest, ease of transplanting, no soil, just a whole list of other things. All right, just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna try to get one variety of that lettuce out here and go ahead and start transplanting it. I'm gonna start with the Tropicana. I know I got enough to do these 5 rows, which you can see I got lids on these, and then we'll go from there. Then I'll start getting everything else out here. I did want to say this about these grommets. I bought grommets from 2 different places. I bought them from American Hydro, and I bought them from Crop King. And this was the ones that come from American Hydro with this small spaghetti tube. These are the ones that came with Crop King with this larger spaghetti tube, and I will be switching everything over to this one. I was glad I had them, because you can over drill these holes and have a leak. But you can see there's a leak where it was, and I fitted it for that one and it stopped. And I just like the idea of having that bigger hose to put more nutrients in it more consistently, I think. I don't know, we'll see. I probably just, you know, overthinking that. But I don't know, that grommet just seemed like it was a lot better quality, a lot better built. I'm not saying anything bad about the other one. I'm just saying that I was glad I had two bigger ones I could put in that hole, because the smaller ones seemed to be a little harder to get in. But I don't know, we'll see. I got to place an order this week for some more stuff from Crop King, so I'll probably go ahead and get, no, American Hydro. So I got to go ahead and get 2 more nursery trays. I'm gonna order those, and I'll probably go ahead and get some more of these bigger grommets to keep on hand, because as I carry this line here, this is going to stay the same, but eventually this line I'll have to split it and come down here to feed this other section. It's going to be here, and then I'll have to split that one to go down and feed the other one. So this one main line here coming in is what is going to feed the whole system, but there'll be drops from here to the next one, and then a drop from that one to that one. And that way, if we need to work on this system by itself, I can shut this valve and do what I need to do without interrupting the other two. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you a good look at this. This is what we ended up with, and you look, I couldn't be more pleased with the way it turned out. You can see some roots kind of hanging out of one every once in a while. Eventually those will dry up, and you know, you can go through and kind of break them off. But right now I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I'm gonna kind of keep my eyes on everything, and I can already tell the difference. I can tell these things are starting to stand back up. So, you know, before they were getting fed, you know, 4 times a day, 4 times over a 24-hour period. Now they're getting fed consistently, constantly, all the time. And you can see, you know, when I pull it out, that block is saturated, and you know, they're going to stay like that until they're a bit ready to harvest. And I'm hoping it'll be in about 4 weeks we can start cutting on these guys, because by that time I should be ready to, I'm about to run out of lettuce in here and out there, and we will be starting to utilize what we've got in here. And with the added trays that we got coming to fill this void, with the other lettuce that you've seen in there, the stuff that's about 2 weeks behind, you know, we will be on track to kind of keep up with production then, I think. And that gives me time to go ahead and start on this. Once I get this side here filled, I'm going to kind of drop back and start working on these tunnels, getting these tunnels, because this side will keep us, you know, in production for what we need right now. Now, once we get the other side going, we'll be able to step out into more production and start looking for more customers to, you know, be able to utilize that much more space. But guys, if you got any comments, you got any questions, you got anything you want to add to what I've got going on in here, you know, maybe you got a tip that you can give me to keep this thing rolling, or to get it to jump start, you know, get things to move along a little quicker, put them in the comment section down below. I promise you I'll read every one of them and I'll respond back. But for now, guys, I'm gonna get off here and get busy on this other lettuce. But if you missed the video when we started putting these trays together, or when I showed what we had going on in here, putting this whole framework together and all that stuff, I'm gonna put a link to it up here. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click this subscribe button over here in the right hand corner. As always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.